All right, y'all, we back with another video. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, and to better understand the self. So in this video, we got the diaspora war between Black Americans and Jamaicans, and it need to stop, for real. But it's some cooler minds that's coming. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Shout out to a lot of the Wisdom Reacts. A lot of the people who reacted on the American side and the Jamaican side to understand that, bro, this is stupid, right? But we do gotta highlight why is it like this, and we gotta point out some behaviors that you can't do. I don't care what side you're on, that you can't do, especially to Black Americans. I'm gonna point that out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. Now, I did a live on this, and it was going at how Jamaicans and Black Americans was going back and forth. Now, the point of that is, even if you've seen a Black American that was acting up, right? The fact that you would say, Black Americans, we don't want you to come back, off of the, actions of a few people. That's kind of how the same rhetoric is done in America, okay? When we see like the conservative groups of, Black men, they always highlight Black people and kind of the same thing. It's kind of like, oh, you got to stay away from them. They're this, they're that. So when some of us hear the response, even if you've seen some Black Americans acting crazy, for you mentally to just say, I'm going to talk about all of the Black Americans, and I'm not going to say all of them, I'm just going to say most of them. Even if you say most of them, right, we already going to think that you got some type of stigma in your mind already to even say that, right? But I know that Americans and Jamaicans, because I'm from Florida, I grew up in Florida, and I know how they got the same kind of attitude. I know how that can be, and they're similar. They, very disrespectful both. I mean, I can speak for Black American, but I hear and see the same thing, with Jamaican people. But there's a brother who is Jamaican, and he grew up in America though, but was born in Jamaica, and he giving his take on the situation. And there is some Jamaicans that are saying, yeah, Jamaicans was out of line for this. You don't blame a whole group of people. There were Bermuda people there. It was a lot of different, Black people that were there. Some from America, and y'all know dealing with us, y'all already know you shouldn't. But to highlight Black American, it's going to get a lot of people upset, and it's going to mess up your revenue, because you're in a time of need right now. You're not in a time to be telling people don't come back and talk. And most of the people that was talking trash, let me say this, they're probably was living in America. So it's like, that's disrespectful to the people in Jamaica, because you talking trash when these people trying to really get help. You sending help, but the Black Americans would definitely help. The Black Americans is considered the highest earning Black group in the world, pretty much. So I'm gonna let homeboy speak, man, to give you his take, and I want to know what y'all think about this. Check this out.
No, go back down there, I will never call on down there. Don't you think it, Americans? I put on a bomb back, I chuck to a big thing, man, I come back with blood clot island.
Essentially generalizing all Black Americans based off of the actions of a few individuals. Now, here's why I have a problem with that. First thing, let's say it was a white person, a white American, who was acting the fool. And I have seen white Americans act the fool at Jamaican resorts, right? When I lived in Jamaica, something my parents, my mother especially, tried to do for her kids. It couldn't do it every year, but several times throughout my childhood, we would go to resorts. It wasn't every year, but call it every other year at the very least. We would go to Ochi, we would go to Montego Bay. My parents, take us to these resorts, spend a weekend, have a nice time. And I've seen all kinds of crazy shit, bro. I've seen white Americans getting drunk and loud. I've seen a white American man drag his white wife through the corridor of one of these resorts, like she's drunk off her ass, acting a fool. He trying to get her back to the room. And I'm sure there are many Jamaican people who work at these resorts who could tell you stories of just dealing with rude white Americans. Obviously, I think the grand majority of white Americans and the grand majority of tourists that come to the island, though, I'm sure they are wonderful. You know what I'm saying? They come, they have a good time, they tip well, it's just good vibes. The point I'm making, let's say it was a white American who went viral talking shit about the quality of the service they were receiving in Jamaica. They're complaining about the food, they're complaining about the amenities, they're complaining. I guarantee you would not see any Jamaicans getting on TikTok and saying, white Americans, stay, don't come back. You know what I'm saying? We don't need your money. You would not see that at all. Why is that? Because in Jamaica, when they think of tourists and they think about who's really bringing the money, they think of white Americans. And so I just feel like that's fucked up that that's the attitude we're taking with black Americans.
So do y'all see this? And this is not just Jamaicans. This is a lot. I'm finna show y'all another video of how, you know, a brother who was Haitian is trying to explain about our ancestry and the wars that we fought in Florida. And the point that he's saying is when you dealing with us, and we see this in our community too, they'll hold us way more accountable than they would do any other race. Anybody else, if we do it, it's like they're gonna turn all the way up. Somebody else do it, it's not. And it's because, and we see it because it's done in America. But I don't think I'm glad that he brought this up, because I don't think a lot of Jamaican people or people from the islands understand that. Like, if you see black people in America and you think, I don't like them people, and those are your people going through the same situation you're going through, you're lost. You out of there. You know, definitely we all supposed to look out for each other. But to make that distinction is important, because it's people that can cosplay us, and then y'all think it's us, and you blame us for it. So let me play this. And shout out to the brother, man. Let me see. I be watching this channel a little bit. Young Don Reacts. That's his name. But I also want to I'm gonna play a little bit more of them, and then I'm gonna show y'all about Florida and the Indian War.
Let's say some of these people acting crazy, acting the fool are black Americans. To just like with a broad brush say, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, yo, y'all black Americans, you come here, you acting this, you acting that way. Like I said, I've been to these resorts my whole life. I've seen many black Americans since I was a kid playing with other black American kids at these resorts. You feel me? Like the grand majority of black Americans that come to Jamaica, they're great for the island, bro. They're great for the island. They come, they have a good time. They're nice. They tip well. You feel me? And even with what's going on with this hurricane, we can find videos of black Americans helping to clean up these resorts. They came, they paid money to be at these resorts. They're not getting a refund, more than likely. They are having a reduced quality of an experience because of the hurricane. And yet, what are they doing? They're helping to clean up.
I appreciate you, sir. Respect. Yes, where you from? Indiana. Pittsburgh. New Jersey. Where you from? Philadelphia. Jersey.
And so this attitude, it feels like a lot of that is influenced by the negative image that is portrayed of black Americans by the white American media. You combine that with the fact that so many black Americans come to the island and they do, you know what I'm saying, they're nothing but positive, they're a blessing, you know, coming to the island and paying their money and pouring into the Jamaican economy. And we see examples of them actually helping to clean up the island. Bro, it's just foul that there are some black Americans, or rather black Jamaicans, that seem to just with a broad brush be saying fuck black Americans. And so now.
Yeah. And it's good that he said this, because a lot of us, we already know this. We know that, you know, it's a little bit, it's ignorant people everywhere. We know that them people could be just one of them, but you don't hear. I wouldn't never go out and just bash a whole group of people off of what I see some people doing. That's just totally irresponsible to do that. Anybody that do that, you know, you ain't right. You ain't right. Now, I want y'all to see this that I ran across. Okay, now being in Florida, you know that we had a lot of wars here with as far as black Americans fighting for rights and, you know, everything that was going on here with the Indians when we was, you know, since the 1500s. But it's a Haitian brother here. He's going to explain how he feels like the Haitians kind of help. And, you know, we all black at the end of the day, but the distinction really lets you know the history of what we did. But check this out. Let me know what y'all think.
So,
What it is, fam? What's your name? Where you from, brother?
I'm from Florida, Palm Beach.
Okay. Talk to me, brother. What's going on?
I'm Haitian though, basically. All right, look, so check me out. When we got our independence, right? We went to multiple places and helped them get free too.
How? Where in America did you go?
Said where in America?
Mm-hmm. What fight in America
The
did you fight in?
Americas, or you
What,
talking
what
like just United States?
United States? What fight in the United States did you? I'm asking for Black Americans specifically. What did you do for us? What fight did you fight for us?
All right, so all right, you were saying the Black Seminoles and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
You do realize there was Haitians in that. I spoke to you about that too.
How many Haitians?
I'm not sure exactly how many,
So what are we talking
but
about?
they said give a specific number.
Okay, so you're saying he
But he
came with
came with
soldiers.
soldiers.
Hold on, because I read it, and I think you're lying because I read it 1,000 times. It didn't say nothing about him coming with a fleet. You know why he couldn't come with a fleet? Why couldn't he come with a fleet?
Why he couldn't?
Because
You're
he was
lying.
under
Now
the,
you're lying.
Well, hold on. Because he was under the Spanish army. He didn't come over here as the Haitian savior. Haiti wasn't even freed yet. It was 1795 when he came over here. Y'all was still fighting. He got kicked out of Haiti, exiled, and had to go join.
No, he didn't get kicked.
Hold on.
Hold
on, because you're telling half of the story. This is the problem. And this is why we can't let y'all have nothing. Y'all don't tell the whole truth. He was exiled because of the club. There was no soldier, was no army, sir. And he didn't even contribute to the Florida Seminole Wars. The Florida Seminole Wars started in 1817. This nigga got there in 1796, sir. He wasn't there for the start of it. And he wasn't no major component. We have been fighting down here in Florida since 1526. We've been revolting. So y'all ain't starting nothing here for us. We've been doing this. We're not new to it, bro. So stop trying to act like y'all just these heavy fighters.
Can I talk now?
So macho.
Came along with his wife, her mother, and siblings. It said he brought 17 of his former troops and their family members.
Okay. So,
so
that's about 18 niggas.
Yeah, but look. But at the same time, though, look,
so
he got his own. They let him change his own militia.
So the whole Florida, the whole state of Florida, the black indigenous who was fighting, the nigga only brought. Hold on, the nigga only brought over 18 niggas.
One of his peoples ended up marrying.
Nigga brought a volleyball team.
All right, so they all see like those the kind of this the kind of stuff that happens when we dealing with you know, the diaspora war, and it's just a lot of FBA just really want our due diligence on what we accomplished and the things that we did, and it's always somebody trying to muddy the water, especially with, you know, being in America. You know, you already know we getting that from the higher ups, but it seems like it's always a paid player to just try to muddy the waters. But I want to know what y'all think about this, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control four basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.